8-3 with complimentary plays so far this week after Friday's 2-0 sweep, as I gave you the Detroit Pistons, who couldn't beat anybody, winning outright as a 9.5-point road dog at Phoenix. I told you the Suns are kind of a dysfunctional team as well. No chemistry, no cohesiveness, just 12-12 on the season. Also gave you Toronto hammering Indiana. So 8-3 with complimentary plays, and I've got a slew of them today in college basketball. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, general manager of the world's largest online sports handicapping service in the world, that being VegasSportsAdvisors.com. If I can tell you one thing about college basketball, would be this, especially with all these non-conference games you've still got going here in the month of December. Concentrate the most where the odds makers concentrate the least. Listen, the marquee public games, they always have the sharpest lines because the odds makers know you need sharp lines in those games because more public money is going to be rolling in on those teams and those matchups than anywhere else. So you've got to go to more of the obscure matchups to really find your bargains on generally a 60 to 80 game card. Again, concentrate the most where the odds makers concentrate the least. With that being said, let me get your complimentary plays. One of those marquee games is Gonzaga minus 4.5 points at Pauley Pavilion tonight against UCLA. Listen, personally, I think Gonzaga is the best team out west along with Arizona this season. Cougars coming off an 81-66 home win against Washington State. That after losing last Saturday by 3 in overtime to Arizona, their first loss of the season. Bruins, meanwhile, yeah, they've won 4 straight games. They've all been at home, but who have they played? Fullerton State, Cal Riverside, San Diego. 3 of those 4 wins all came by single-digit margins. This is a team that lost in preseason Thanksgiving tournament play by 22 points to North Carolina, by 10 points to Oklahoma in their only 2 step-up games. This is a Bruins team that was ranked number 4 in the preseason Pac-12 poll. Remember, they lost 4 players from last year's team to the NBA. Zags, not going to be scared of playing Pauley Pavilion. Their last 2 road trips, they went to McHale Center in Tucson and Madison Square Garden, right? Zags, number 9, looking for a resume-building victory. This is certainly right in their wheelhouse. Remember, UCLA is not a very deep team either. Their 5 starters have logged over 1,500 of a potential 2,000 minutes of action so far this season. They have accounted for all but about 9.5 points on average of the team's scoring this year as well. So Gonzaga is going to be the play. I'm also going to go with LSU. I was very impressed with the way the Tigers last Wednesday as a 9-point dog at number 16 West Virginia rallied from a 14-point deficit early in the second half to upset the Mountaineers 74-73 less than 48 hours after a huge 22-point blowout revenge-fueled win at home against UMass. Now they've had 9 days off. You always got to worry about teams with their finals and studies, etc. here, but they're playing at home. I like them minus 9 points against Sam Houston State. It's not that the Bearcats are a bad team. They won 24-11 last year, but I think LSU is playing its best ball, obviously, this season. It's played a tough schedule, too. The Tigers are a number top 20 RPI team, so I'm going to go with LSU in this particular spot. I'm also going to back Colorado minus 12.5 points at home against Northern Colorado. Of course, the Buffaloes are coming off a home loss, their first of the season after a 5-0 start to arch rival Colorado State as a 5.5 point home favorite on Wednesday night. So they're looking to rebound because they also lost their previous game at Georgia to 2 straight losses for Tad Boyle's team. The irony here is, of course, Tad Boyle used to be the head coach of Northern Colorado, and Northern Colorado is now coached by one of his former assistants, B.J. Hill. Again, I'm liking Colorado here, minus the big number at home. Only the 4th meeting between these 2 in-state teams since 1937. UNC, that's Northern Colorado, 0-3 on the road. Lost at New Mexico State by 21, lost at Colorado State 66-58, lost to Wyoming by 8. Again, I'm going to go with Colorado minus the points here. And in one of those marquee games I talked about that's very difficult to win, Kansas is a 3.5 point favorite today against Utah. Now, this game is not being played in Lawrence. This game is being played at the Kansas City Sprint Center. KU only a 41% shooting team this season, but Utah doesn't shoot well either. But both teams are strong defensively. I just think this is a tough spot for the Utes, who are coming off a monster Holy War win against BYU in Provo, upsetting the Cougars as a 4-point dog the other night in a low-scoring game. That after a double overtime win upset against Wichita State, who had won 35 straight regular season games a couple of days prior. So I like Kansas minus the 3.5 points in this spot. That'll do it for Saturday, guys. Best of luck to you. And remember, you can catch my daily video report with those of Brandon Lang and Trace Adams over at VegasSportsAdvisors.com on a daily basis. No purchase necessary, no registration required. And make sure you check out our NFL Countdown to Kickoff preview show as Brandon and I take a look at 3 of your top games for Sunday's card from a point spread perspective. Best of luck to you all, guys, and I will catch you again on Sunday when we do this one more time.